I can see, you know what? I can see Mutas working really well against double Zerg until they get Infestors, but until then, it could be pretty effective.
Yeah, it's interesting. There's been a bit of a resurgence in Mutalist play in ZVZ, so could certainly see that. I mean, they're pretty good, and even if there are a couple Infestors at it, you know, you need like a lot of, well, you need, I think it's 4 Fungals to actually kill Mutas. Of course, they're light, so they don't take that bonus damage.
4 Fungals, yep, that's right. And, you know, Fungal used to actually be better against Mutas than it is now. Most of the time it's better now because it does the damage faster. You know, you can stack your Fungals a lot more easily, but the damage is done faster now, and Mutas can just fly away faster. You got to be a lot faster. A lot faster, that's the word of the day. You got to be a lot quicker with your Fungals if you want to keep those Mutas from running away in between them.
Yeah, exactly. And, I mean, you can magic box them, you know, just keep your Mutas spread, and it really takes a lot of Fungals. It's very difficult to get every Muta in just one Fungal, and, of course, if you're losing Infestors when they're losing Mutas, Infestors cost more gas, right? Generally, you've got, you know, less Infestors, but either way, countdown has begun. Game number 1 between the Zerg Brofestors and Team EG about to begin here.
And the loading screen is up. The map is going to be... well, I can't actually see that. You want to tell them the map? I've got the overlay covering it.
The map would be Icy Cup. I guess it's not Icy Cup anymore, but it's Citadel of Gaia, and that is, of course, created by Prodigy. See, I actually thought it was Prodig. Someone else told me it was Prodig.
I've been saying Prodig all yesterday and today.
Either way, Prodig/Prodigy, we love you. And everyone's loaded in here, so it looks like on the southern side of the map it's going to be Team EG with StrifeCro spawning as the yellow Zerg. His ally, of course, Axslav, playing Terran, is spawning in the blue. And then we've got the Zerg Brofestors in the northern positions with Sheth as the teal Zerg and Rhett as the red Zerg.
So we've got a ZZ versus a ZT. Now, Axslav, normally a Protoss player, that's how I've encountered him on the 1v1 ladder, but getting into a lot of Terran lately, while StrifeCro, normally a Zerg player, sometimes likes to dabble in Protoss. You can see here he is Zerg this time around. Players exchanging their GL have funs. Of course, if you're EG versus Liquid, you always want to be well-mannered. 2 of the biggest teams out there. And I am so excited, and here come the Overlords. They're going to cross in the middle eventually, but this map is huge.
Yeah, I mean, this is an absolutely massive map, but we've seen, you know, some bust plays here, and of course, Speedlings. It's very possible even Liquid, Rhett, and Sheth could do some crazy, you know, Overlord highway stuff in the center. That would be super, super fun to see, but probably pretty unlikely either way. It looks like no early pools coming out from anybody here. We do have a gas going down for Sheth, so I'm kind of thinking we'll see, you know, like a 14 gas and then 14 or 13 pool, actually pool going down on 13 from Sheth, and then Rhett is going to do what Rhett does best, and he is going to build a hatchery as soon as he frickin' can.
And down it goes. I like this. I like it a lot better than both of them expanding first. With that gas first, Sheth is going to have the fastest speedlings possible, well, close enough to the fastest speedlings possible. Tons of map control, allowing them to react to any kind of aggression Axslav and StrifeCro throw at them. And not only that, the speedlings, because of that map control, they kind of deter your opponent from attacking, because if they attack, you'll run by and go for a counterattack. If they try to attack your lings with such the speed that they have, you know, can pick off any stray units, any reinforcements. So I think this is a pretty solid opening.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, particularly on this map. On other maps, not so much, but on this map for sure. Meanwhile, from Team EG, we're seeing actually a 2 barracks opening coming out from Axslav. This is still a little bit ambiguous. You know, he might just really want to get these ramps walled off. You can always kind of cut your production. And, of course, 2 barracks is a great choice because this is going to allow StrifeCro to very safely get his natural expansion up in a similar timing here to Rhett.
Yeah, and it looks like he did go that 15 or 14 hatch. It's going to be slightly slower than Rhett. Rhett wins the 300 mineral building a hatch race. And up goes that spawning pool from each of those Zerg players. Queens coming out, of course. Pretty normal stuff. And the speed from Sheth about halfway down. I'm curious to see how many lings he chooses to pump. And not that many. He is going economic. He's going to throw down that hatch rate with only 6 lings out. So pretty similar, pretty similar to a 1v1 build with that 14 gas, 13 pool. and then the hatchery to follow it. I'm assuming he pulled off gas, and yes, he has.
Yeah, it looks like Rhett's still mining gas. Actually, he has mined 100 here, and he's not getting link speed, so he might be looking to tech a little bit faster and taking a quick peek at StrifeCro. He has pulled off gas here, so this guy's very much playing an economy game, and you can see Axslav actually now throwing that command center down. Despite having these 3 barracks up, he's just using these essentially to wall off, cut a lot of production out of those. Just wants to be safe, which is definitely a good thing to see.
Yep, and these Lings outside just keeping tabs on Team EG. Not going to do anything drastic with them. He's not going to try for a run by, or he's not going to try to pick off that Marine. I think there might be... No, that is a full wall off up there, so not a lot Sheth can do. And actually, a double Baneling bus would be kind of cool on this map, especially with the wall offs that Axslav has here. He has to wall off both sides. It'd be tough to get a Baneling proof wall off on each side, but of course, we are talking about Rhett and Sheth here. And we are not going to be saying that, but we are seeing a lair from Rhett, so maybe some infestors.
Yeah, very possible. I mean, infestors or mutalisks, definitely the 2 likely candidates. I think he's going up to... Well, he's going up to 3 gas, and there you go, dropping that 4th geyser, so definitely going to... What do you think? Infestors, mutas?
I'm thinking mutas, actually. I want to say infestors, but I feel like that's not Rhett's playstyle, and I actually have 2 liquid reds that are up on the overlay. I need to get that switched, but it's not really his playstyle. I expect him to go mutas, maybe even a gas feed from Sheth, although Sheth is getting his lair, so maybe not. Let me fix that overlay real fast.
Yeah, I think Sheth could kind of do anything. It seems like this lair is probably more going to be for roach speed than anything else. I feel like he'll be the player kind of more getting just the beefy ground army to make sure they're safe, whereas Rhett will actually be going for infestors, so your prediction was wrong, but you're going to be happy about that, so that's always nice.
I am happy about that. I think either way, mutas or infestors, they both would have had their pros and cons. I mean, with the Zerg player, when you're against the Zerg player, mutas just excel, especially with the late layer from StrifeCro, just now finishing. And problem with mutas is, you know, your Terran player is going to have a lot of Marines. He's already got, how many? He's got 15, 16 Marines out on the field. But, you know what, Infestor's probably a better all-around unit, and I think he's going to be able to do a lot with them.
Yeah, a little bit of a run-by there coming out of StrifeCro. Got some scouting off. He actually got to see the Infestation Pit in production. He didn't get to see the Spire, though, so he might be a little bit in the dark about that. As a matter of fact, he saw the Roach Warren, so they might actually kind of misread the situation a bit and be underprepared for the Mutalisks that will be coming. Nonetheless, though, a lot of Marines out, which really should be enough.
Yeah, plenty of Marines right there. I don't know if he has Stim completed. It doesn't look like he does. It's about halfway there, getting Siege as well. So this is kind of like several 1v1 builds. We've got one player going kind of Destiny, fast expansion into Infestor, another player going Sheth, going gas first into Speed, into Mutas, and StrifeCro looks like he's going Infestor Roach, and the Terran player going Marine Tank. So a lot of 1v1s about to clash here.
Yeah, exactly. These guys just kind of, you know, doing what they do best, and very crisp builds, all of them macroing very well, no one floating any money at all. The supplies sitting at, you know, 83, 87, 75, all very, very close to the worker count. All of these Zerg players, we've got 60 drones, 53, so all of them with very, very solid economies.
Yes, Axslav's slightly behind, but that's to be expected of a Terran. He's got the mules on his side, so that's not really a concern. Nothing he has to be worried about. And the game has branched off a little bit. We've got 2 players going Infestors, one with Muta and one with Marine Tank. But Liquid Red taking a third base, and of course he is. And looks like Sheth is as well, but his third base has been scouted. He took out that pesky Overlord, and these Mutas are looking to do some damage, but I don't think they will. I feel like Axslav will react in time with his Marines, because he should expect them coming.
Yeah, I mean, there's even already Spores up, so they saw this coming. There's actually an Overseer that did manage to see the Spire, so yeah, Muta's not going to do too much. But what these Mutas should be able to do, wow, he's actually, is he just focusing down some drones here, or what? He's taking a lot of damage.
Yeah. Looks like he is going to eliminate a couple drones, but at what cost? Zerg can just make those drones so fast if he needs to. And there goes the Larva Poppage. Let's see if he does. He's got 5 more on the way. There's 9 more drones, 10 more drones on the way. So I don't know if that was necessarily worth it. I think Sheth lost 3 mutas. A couple of them are weak, but it's always nice having that map control. It's always nice threatening your opponent with mutas and maybe forcing them into making some units that they wouldn't otherwise.
Yeah, exactly. And the other benefit, of course, from the mutas is just that map control. They can really keep tabs on expansions. And like you said, Rhett's got his third base up. Sheth has his up, not actually mining from it. So they are going to be in the lead in terms of economy. And oh my gosh, all of Sheth's mutas actually getting caught in the center of the map. All of them dying there. And a huge Roach, Infestor, Marine tank push coming out from Team EG. And I think we're going to need to see some money fungals here, or the Zerg Brofesters are just going to crumble.
Yeah, we are 10 Infestors for Red. Looks like he's frantically pumping out the Roaches. Speed almost complete. And it's going to come down to fungals. This is what Zerg excel at in Zerg versus Zerg. It's just mass Infestor fungals. Red losing 3 Infestors. Looks like he got some nice fungals off beforehand. Tanks being sieged up. These Roaches kind of hesitating. They don't want to run into a bunch of fungals of their own. Oh, these Infestors! No, the Infestors are all going down. Losing 2 of them, only 1 remaining. And it looks like tanks might be enough to clean up Reds. It's hard to tell at this point.
Yeah, I mean, the Marines all absolutely melting. Looks like 2 tanks might be left, and they will pull back. But you know what? The backbone of this push has been eliminated. And, I mean, sure, a lot of Infestors went down, but the real fact is that Sheth has his third base up and running. And you know what else? There's a Greater Spire coming out here for Sheth. And that is just going to be absolutely dominating. So I feel like that push just didn't get in as deep as it needed to be. And now these tanks are going to get easily cleaned up by a couple of Roaches.
And this is exactly what Sheth needs to do, especially when you're our Zerg 2v2 team. You've got to get to that T3. Without T3, you can't beat a critical number of tanks. You can't beat a critical number of Colossi. And Sheth, with the foresight to get that Greater Spire, that third base really needs to go on that gas, or needs to get those guys just going. Down they go. Queen is out, and Red's in Red fashion taking his 4th base. And if we check out the economy here, we can see that Red's is well above everyone else's, except for Sheth's, which unfortunately for him is his teammate, so they're looking pretty good right now.
Yeah, there was a Ling counterattack during that as well into the main, and Axslav lost some SCVs. He didn't lose too many. His bases are still pretty nicely saturated. He's got 45 SCVs, but, I mean, 70 drones for Sheth, that's it's not something you see a lot, 70 drones.
Yeah, especially in a 2v2, people like to hang around the 50 mark, even if they're on like 3 bases, and it's kind of hard to keep track. You don't really know when you can drone because there's twice as many armies to worry about, and actually we've got a little bit of lag from Liquid Red. Please don't drop, Red. Please don't drop.
It's not what we want. There's actually so much going on in this game. This game very close. There's a drop going on the northwestern side of the map, and oh man, I'm guessing he dropped from Skype if Sheth is saying,
Uh-oh. And all we can do is sit here and watch the countdown. Sheth saying, please don't drop. Oh, he is recovered. Yes, that makes me happier than you can know, because this game is turning out to be a good one.
Yes, the Marines unloading, but unfortunately they're at the 4th base.